Hello and welcome to a Smurp video. Today we're looking at Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedier 500 collection. Now, I think there was only a couple figures that I wanted to grab as part of whatever the hell this release was, and I feel like perhaps they were trying to... I feel like there was a sort of focus on perhaps IDW, or there was something going on in terms of a race, etc. However, it's literally, apart from a couple figures, just all repaints. That's all it is. And I think that was my disappointment. Hasbro seemed to milk Transformers in terms of repaints. I mean, we got Shattered Glass, we got Speedier, then even in Kingdom, we just got random repaints, Worlds Collide, Creatures Collide, whatever. Just a bunch of repaints, and it's milking it. Now, I would rather them focus on the characters that we love and create those characters that we love. Also, re-release some of those characters that are now hard to find, because they will still be brought as re-releases, but don't re-release them in the next wave. So, for example, they've just done... So, Legacy had the Transmetal 2 Megatron, which is a great figure, beautiful figure. They've just released it in Transformers Legacy Evolution, which is not... It's not even 6 months down the line, and they do that time and time again. Earthrise Prime, I could probably understand Prime a bit more, popular character, etc., but it just... It's a bit soon. Whereas now, if you look back at some of those seeds, you would look at some of those really core characters, and now perhaps you would re-release them. Few years, it is a few years down the line now since those first Siege figures came out. Anyway, onto this figure. So that's my moan of the day. So we have the beautiful packaging. The packaging is beautiful, I'm not going to lie. They're environmentally friendly packaging. Nice picture there. And then 16 steps, 19 steps to transform. So you go from Shuttle to Train to... It's not Astro Train. Although Astro Train is one of those figures that they could easily re-release. Now, if you remember the Siege one, it was meant to be sort of damaged based on a war sort of thing. So it's a bit worn, torn, etc. Rather than what it is now. So this is Victory Universe Galaxy Shuttle. So based on... a Takara character in that Victory series, is my understanding. So, and he does look like this, and he is an Autobot. So, this one sort of works. I'm not going to say I'm au fait with the character, because I certainly am not. However, this one does seem to work. And if you think of shuttles that go into space, so I've got my dirty wash in there. No pants for you to look at. Anyway, there is the shuttle, and it does, I've got to say, it does look beautiful. I'm a big fan of what they did with this mold. I don't think they did too much wrong. You know, I mean, you can see there's gaps. This is probably the only bit that seems to lack in the whole transformation, but they've taken in 3 modes and they've created something really, really special. You do have the sort of launch pad, and depending on how you want to set it up, you could connect it to other transformer bases to make it bigger, which I think is cool. It also sort of rolls as well, and it either becomes the base for the weapons, to keep the weapons in there, or it becomes the back of the train mode, etc. And you can even put this on the back of the robot mode, which I will obviously show you as time goes on. But it is very, very nice. In terms of the shuttle, let's just take it off. So, if I can. Simple. You got these 3 bits here, and you just pop it on there. So I've got all the weapons on there. So, but you can see it's just very, very nicely done. Everything's all hidden there. I mean, you could say that's probably the biggest bit, as well as that piece there. And you can take the weapons off if you like as well. You just have it as an ordinary shuttle. You got to remember, Astro Train was a sort of war thing. He would have been carrying multiple Decepticons, and his job was to get them from A to B, but also protect them, because they're inside, they're not on the outside. So if he was in a battle with the Autobots and he's got multiple Decepticons, then it's get to a location, he perhaps would have to fight his way in or fight his way out to drop them off. So whereas Galaxy, is that actually his name? Just Galaxy Shuttle, yeah. They really thought of that name. This just looks very nice and could perhaps just be more of a commercial way of transporting Autobots. Once again, I don't really know the character. I don't really know the series, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to pretend to know stuff that I don't. But yeah, in terms of this looks very, very nice. I do like it. So I'm going to go transform him into his train mode, and we can have a look at that second mode. Transform. Autobots transform and fly out. Once again, in terms of this particular figure, the colors on it actually look really, really nice. A black train makes a whole lot of sense, and it just looks very, very nice. Some really beautiful detail all throughout the whole piece, giving it a realistic train from the 80s, I guess. And in terms of everything else, it all seems to compact really, really nicely. So I think this is what I'm saying. Hasbro have done a really, really nice job on this triple changer, whether you want it to be Astro Train or the Galaxy Shuttle. This does look very, very cool. Now you can take this extra piece and you just, if I can get it the right way, and you got 3 sort of ports there that you just pop it into, nice and easy. And then you've got its carriage, or perhaps it's coal in there to make it go, like back in the olden days when coal was around. My granddad used to drive a coal train, which is pretty cool. Now I always think you can just turn this into sort of a battle armor piece there, and you just simply add the little pieces on there, as so. I don't know why I took those guns off, but I did. And there you go. You have Battle Astro Train in his second mode, which once again looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, so the other cool bit about the extra carriage is you can store all your weapons in there, like so. And they just fit really, really nicely inside. And you can also use it as a, if you wanted to. I didn't show this when it was in shuttle mode. You can also add them in there, so they act as protectors while the shuttle is taking off. I guess the only weird thing is, what happens to the shuttle after it? What happens to the bottom section when the shuttle goes in? Does it just get consumed, magically disappear, like the Optimus Prime's trailer? Who knows? It's a cartoon, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to get... I almost called it Master Train. I'm going to get Galaxy Shuttle transformed into his robot mode, and then we can wrap up this review. Okay, so here is Galaxy Shuttle in his robot mode, and he does look very, very nice, I think. He has, so same as Astro Train, he has obviously a different head to Astro Train, but he has the nice sort of white and blue with the sort of black outlines on certain bits, and it just all sort of complements each other. Looks very, very nice, and it just looks all very, very well kept. Even the back bit looks, even with the train wheels, looks absolutely stunning from my perspective. So he is a really, really nice looking figure that you can certainly get involved with. So in terms of him, you just turn the head like so, up and down. The arm, you cannot get this, I mean, you can't, no, you can't. You can move the arm if you really needed to get it around like that, but that is probably about it. Can go up like so. That's actually clipped in. Then you got a swivel there. So you got a double on the arm. And then there is swivel on the waist. He can do the full splits if you want him to. He does have a lot of kibble here. You've also got this. You're not going to get that knee up very high. And then the foot is very hard, but you can move it a little bit to the left or the right, whatever way that is. And so far. So he does have some nice articulation, but he is a bulky figure. He is limited. You can also get him, if you want, holding his guns, like so. And I think everything looks great. I'm not a fan of this red. I'm not sure whether the red is something that happened in the show or something, and that's why they've made it red. But I feel like they could have easily just kept these guns black. I mean, they always limit the colors on these things anyway. I felt like that would have been a really good option. Maybe it would have blended it too much in train mode, but in robot mode, it doesn't really work as a sort of war thing. Running around with yellow guns, you're going to be easy to spot, you're going to be blasted, whatever. So just wanted to point that out. So I've just got one more mode to transform him in, which is one that makes him a little bit taller, etc. And that involves his little cart. So they tried to incorporate that into the robot mode as well. Okay, so here is the final mode, which I call battle mode. You can add the guns on here in the pegs. You can add them here. You could even go and add the others on here. I have gone for the backpack, where you can just add them on top and they sort of blast up, etc. Taking out anything from the skies while he's on the ground, doing good knows what, who knows who. And then you have these little pieces which you drop on the feet, which I think are pretty cool, etc. One thing I didn't do the thigh swivel. So I just remembered that. Why on earth I didn't do the thigh swivel, I don't know. But he looks pretty cool in this. But I guess the light colors probably make him, and the face obviously make him a little bit not as menacing as perhaps Astro Train or somebody with a scarier face. However, he is still armored and tooled to fight the thing. The backpack, it's cool that it's on there. Not particularly a fan, if I'm being honest with you, because it is a big old backpack, but he does hold it really well. And if I just pop that out, it's not popping out at all. Nope, it's just not popping out. Anyway, there we go. There is Galaxy Shuttle in all his glory. And he does look very, very nice. Very cool. So anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. Really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. Thank you to those that already subbed. And embrace geekiness. Goodbye.